Well, folks, this is Yamil Sued for Dunstark Reviews. We're here in Phoenix, Arizona at Enlo Custom Guns with Marty. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Well, today, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about increasing capacity in a Glock 43 pistol. When the Glock 43 came out, it was pretty much one of the first micro compacts that came out that was a big hit. But people were complaining about capacity. Then the 43X and the 48 came out and fixed that quite a bit. But now, what happens if you still have a 43 like I do? Well, we're going to increase capacity with this new product. Well, it's not new product. It's been around for a while. It's called MagGuts. New to me. How's that? Good buddy of mine from my local police department has been using MagGuts for quite a bit of time. And he told me this is what I carry in my off-duty pistol. So, Marty, let's go ahead and put MagGuts. I only have 2 MagGuts, but I happen to have three
magazines.
3 magazines. So we're just going to show how to take out and install one with the pinky on it and one with a flat base bat. So,
Okay.
on you, man.
So we have the Glock 43, which can now sit over here because all we're doing is work on the magazines, right? We're going to borrow this Real Avid Glock mag tool, right? And all we're going to do is actually, I kind of need an edge of a table, but I can use a bench block here. There we go. So what I'm going to do here is just simply hold this down firm, right? And there's a little insert, or at least there's a little tab here that I want this little insert to go into, and it's just gonna go in there. And so I'm gonna press the base plate of the magazine in, so you can kind of see it recessed in there, hopefully, right? And all I'm gonna do is go in there, and I'm just gonna leverage that thing off. So that popped the magazine off, right? Pretty handy. And then what we do is we take the base plate itself and we just shove this back, right, on the base plate there, and that actually has a little clearance there for that. So there's that, and we can disassemble our other magazine. And once again, this has a little pinky tab here, right? And this actually still goes in for that clearance right there, if you can see it. So that's actually pretty handy. But once again, I'm just going to come in, leverage that, rotate it, and this one still works with that. And now we have both our magazines disassembled with a little bit of lint in there. It's a common thing with guns that are carried, right? Sometimes you'll find whole guns. And one thing we want to do is we want to check the back of these magazines for flashing, kind of like plastic that would overhang the steel, right? And you could take some like 400 grit sandpaper and kind of hit this a little bit, or if you have in my case, a needle file of some sort, and just kind of deburr this a little bit. Just make sure there's nothing there really kind of getting in the way, right? Because we want this kind of radiused in here, so that because what's going to happen is our magazine spring itself is going to hang down below this, and so we don't want it to get caught up at all. And that's really the idea. But you could take something and just smooth the edge. These actually look pretty good. I don't really see anything too bad on them, right? But if you wanted to, you could go in and just lightly deburr this, and like I say, just make sure there's nothing here. But really, everything's kind of at the back here. And once again, really where the steel kind of overlays right up here, that's one spot you just want to pay attention to. Now I'm hitting the corners, but you want to be where the steel is, and just make sure, okay, there's nothing too bad in there that's going to interrupt our magazines. And then from here, we'll open our box. We want to make sure that our follower here is sitting somewhat backwards, or at least to the spring, what it looks like, right? That's going to keep that back end up as we insert this thing. So per instructions, right? Because the spring itself is already kind of fixed in there, right? The back of the spring is going to kind of come in and sit flush, right? Or at least it'll pop up in the end here. But what I want to do is, there's a slot here in the magazine, there's a slot here, and I just want to assemble those two, right? There'll be a little gap here that's going to get filled, right? And as I do this, I kind of have this shoved up against, I can shove this up against the table, but I'm going to snap that over onto the follower itself, or at least onto the floor plate. Still have these tabs on the sides of the magazines here. Where did that one go? You kind of have to overcome those with the base plate here, and then as it gets in, the whole thing snaps in place, and you go from there. So we'll try this again one more time.
Yeah, my buddy is really impressed with the way these work. And yes, one thing, they are not inexpensive, okay, but they are, according to the folks that have used them, are really effective. And yeah, they're not that difficult to install, I guess. You know, you have to just get used to them. It's overcoming those two tabs.
Yeah,
that is.
that's a little bit of grunt work, but I mean that's not the end of the world there. But once that went on, right, that little last piece snaps right in. There you go. There's your magazine, right?
Okay.
There's your gun.
Let's see how it feels. It has about the same profile as the Pinky extension, but gives you a +2.
Right.
I know there's larger +2s out there that are really effective, okay? But they are a whole lot bigger, and they, like this one is the Vickers, which is also +2, but is gives you more purchase in your hand, but sticks out more.
Yeah, significantly larger. Yeah.
Significantly larger, yeah. And yeah, they're both good products. This one is nice, keeps the very low profile on the pistol. Be great for carrying like in a fanny pack, or even, would you pocket carry this? What do you think?
I'm not a person who pocket carries, so
Okay.
it's not something I do.
But I know
I suppose you could, but it would at least limit your printing. Right?
Yeah.
It would be a lot smaller than this. This is a nice mag extension. It has a nice little place to grab. But that's also something that would stick out. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you notice, look at the both +2s. Look at the difference between one and the other. It's about half an inch, maybe an inch.
Oh, more than that. Well, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Right?
Yeah, 3/4 of an inch difference. Yeah, so yeah, I would say this is a good deal. So guys, like always, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. And please remain healthy, stay safe, and definitely have fun at the range.